Hey, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2009 action comedy, adventure thriller film, Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. So, Larry Daly is back. Ben Stiller is back as Larry Daly. It has been a few years, I think they say 2 years, since he was originally a night guard, but he's gone on to create Daily Devices. It's a company. He now currently has a glow-in-the-dark flashlight that he's trying to, sell within Walmart. Ed Helms is his assistant in two scenes, and then that's it. We don't see him ever again. Jay Baruchel plays Joey Motorola in this. Amy Adams is Amelia Earhart. Bill Hader is Colonel Custard. Hank Azaria is Kamen Ra, who's the main villain in this. Akman Ra's older brother, Kamen Ra, in the Smithsonian versus Akman Ra, who's still in the Museum of Natural History in New York. There's a lot of people in this for the sequel, and it's interesting throwing in other historical figures from other time periods, American and, non-American history as well. Very cool how it was thrown together in the Smithsonian, getting the characters from New York to the Smithsonian Museum, which is the largest museum in the world, because it's not just one singular museum, it's multiple museums around the what's the giant fountain called? I don't even know. I don't know my DC history. All I know is that it was built by slaves, and that's all I need to know. So the different museums, there's the Pop Culture Museum, there's the Natural History Museum, there's the Air and Space Museum, and that museum was featured in one of the Transformers films. I don't remember which one, and I know that they filmed on location for that a bit for that film, and it's the same setup. I've never been to this museum, so I can't actually say yes, that was the direct interiors, but I do know that it was the same interior shots that was in that Transformers film, and a lot of other films were filmed in that museum, so that was pretty cool on-set stuff. Other, scripted set designs for other areas, totally fine and understandable, but it was really cool throwing in these different pop culture references. The only time where we've ever had Darth Vader and Oscar the Grouch share the screen together in a scene. Hysterical, poignant, beautiful, and a pop culture aspect. On a historical front, it was very interesting watching Al Capone, Ivan the Terrible, and Napoleon Bonaparte work together in a sense of working with Kamun Ra to get Larry Daly's tablet knowledge to open the gates of the underworld. That way, Kamun Ra can, rule accordingly as per his destiny. So it was very interesting getting the Einstein's input in regards to what is the code that unlocks the tablet. It's actually pi 3.14159, and then other numbers after that, 65 something. The Amelia Earhart character bringing into this as well. Very cool, very strong leading character. That was really neat. I like that Nick was the guy in the chair for Larry's character throughout some of the scenes. What I find interesting is Hank is no longer doing characters that are not within his ethnicity. He's very well known for doing other ethnic characters. He was the voice of Mo in Simpsons for 30 years. He was Agador Spartacus in Birdcage. He's done a bunch of different ethnic character acting when he's not that ethnicity. And within the last couple years, there's been uproars about people who are not that ethnicity should not be playing the role. And I agree with it. So it's nice seeing the change, but it's also nice seeing the actors doing a damn good job with the characters that they're given. He was a great Kamun Ra. He was a great Kamun Ra. And Kamun Ra is the villain again in the fourth film. I don't know who voices Kamun Ra. We're going to look into that. But it's interesting watching the cultural shift, the cultural change. This movie was great with Abraham Lincoln and the different pilots. I can't remember the squadron, but it was the first squadron that had an all African-American group that, because of Amelia Earhart proving that women can do it, then it was showing that black people can fly. And this country is just riddled with hate. But the progress we've gotten, and we need to keep progressing, not falling backwards. That's its own thing. But this film came out 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years ago. So it's very interesting watching how much we've changed for the better in 13 years, but also how much work we still have to do. And I think that's the point of these films, is learning from the past keeps us to the present. And what do we do next? How does the future look when we learn from the past? Very cool. I've always loved these films, and it's really neat seeing these things again, watching these different leaders or different characters from different time periods and different cultures coming together for a common good to defeat Kamen Ra at the end, send him through the gates to the underworld. Very cool. Very cool. Very well done. The whole Jonah Hill, Ben Stiller scene was hysterical. The Jonas Brothers being the voices of the cherubs, I thought was great. Certain standout moments are really neat, and this holds up to, if not is better than the first one. It's very hard to say that for sequels, but this was really good. That ending with bringing them all back to Manhattan to have the museum at night tours where they're all animatronics coming to life, sharing the history. So cool, so immersive. Now, this is the third film, Secrets of the Tomb, I've only seen once. I don't remember it, to be honest. I remember Rebel Wilson plays a night guard. I think they're in the UK. I think they're at the British Museum now, but I don't remember why they're at the British Museum. So I'm sure we'll come to that. But yeah, this was a really great film, great history lesson, great cultural lesson. And again, Oscar the Grouch and Darth Vader sharing a scene together, one and only time that they'll ever do that. So amazing. Absolutely loved it. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.